Hi, I'm Kevin Kilbane. I'm joined by Stephen Caldwell. We're going to try to break down Canada's excellent performance against the US today in Kansas City. Stevie, it was such a good performance, such a good start to the game from Jesse Marsch, the way that he set his team up. I was so impressed with the way that they came out of the blocks in the game. And it's been quite unusual the way that we've probably seen Canada start games, maybe not so much recently under Marsch. We know how he likes to line up, but it's been very different from the performance under Marsch than what we've seen probably in the last few years, I suppose. The way that they started again today, the setup, I think the energy that was in the game from the start, it's really showing a stamp of Jesse Marsch now and how he's looking for this team to progress going forward.
Yeah, I would say a stamp of Jesse Marsch, Kev, and also the confidence that these guys are playing with. There's just confidence is oozing out of them. They don't want to sit back and they don't want to see what happens in the game. They want to be proactive, they want to be on the front foot, they want to be positive, and they want to go take the game to the other team. And the other team in this case was a team that they haven't beaten in their own country for many, many years. So to see that level of confidence and the football that they played, the goals that they scored, the maturity, I would say, that they showed throughout as well, I thought was so impressive. And it was relentless, Kev. That's the one word I think. The intensity that they showed was absolutely relentless. They never gave the US a second. They were in, sort of holiday mindset, I would say, the US. They weren't at their best, but Canada capitalised on that right at them. And there was a lot of good performances, Kev, wasn't there? There was a lot of individual performances, I think, that Canada put on show.
Yeah, I mean, I think, let's start at the front. Let's start up front. We saw Jonathan David's goal there, but you've constantly said to me about Jonathan David being the best player that you've ever seen, or one of the best players that you've ever seen without the ball.
Yes.
And I mean, it sounds a little bit patronising when you say that about a player, but you've constantly said to me about the positions that he takes up off the ball to prevent players or opposition playing through him. Today we saw that highlighted perfectly, certainly with his goal, the way that he cut out the pass. I think it was Ream that played it from the back. Yeah. But many other occasions, he was the one that was initiating the press, and I think he deserved his goal. We've wanted him to score goals for so often. He scored that goal at Copa against Venezuela, but he's missed a lot of chances. Now, today he took his chance really well, but without the ball again, Stevie, just give me a little bit on how he impresses so much and how he impresses on this side so much without the ball and stopping teams playing through them.
Kev, he's so smart. I was watching this game with my two boys and I brought it up again. The positions that Jonathan David picks up without the ball, the way that he encourages defenders to pass or to move in areas that suits his team, the tactics of the game, the way that he knows that his team can get the ball back and then be on the press is outstanding, like world class. Yeah. I think he's up there with the best strikers in the world. Of course, we want to see him score more goals. We want to see him in more dangerous areas, especially with Canada. But the work he's doing for this team, off the ball, the work that he's doing to actually start attacks, to get on the ball, to roam around, playing in that free sort of number 10 role, I think really suits Canada. And it shows you how unselfish he is. He's a player that wants to do the best for the team.
The chance for Schaffelberg was a prime example of that.
Could easily have whipped it with his left foot.
Could have taken his shot. Now, many might be suggesting that as a striker, he should be shooting in that position. But I felt as though that he had the awareness around him to see Schaffelberg. It might have been a bit of, you know, when it's coming onto your bad foot and you've got to take a swing at it and it's coming over your shoulder a little bit to an extent or coming across your body. It's almost like it's a bit of a hit and hope chance.
I don't think the angle was right for him, Kevin, on his left foot. So I think he felt he had to make the pass, and making the pass obviously destabilised the goalkeeper as well. It wasn't the best of finishes from Schaffelberg, but because of that pass, he's alive right away. You can see how he's thinking. He makes the pass, and you see as everyone's moving across, the goalkeeper's got to reposition, doesn't quite set his feet, and as Schaffelberg hits it, he's still moving. It's in the back of the net. Again, another sign of his unselfishness. This is brilliant as well. You see how he reads it?
I know, that's
and he's in there. Little give and go.
Every time I'm seeing this now, Stevie, I'm constantly thinking of you. Because you've said it to me so much. So it's something I really look for now in his game and how he stops sides playing through him. It's such a key weapon for Canada now going forward, isn't it? And the players behind him know his position, know which position themselves to take up, so they then can really go at them. It's going to be so interesting to see how far this team can actually go with this new style of play.
And I'll say this as well, Kev. Jesse Marsch has shown that he wants to play Caldwell and Jonathan David. He's found a way of this partnership working. And I think Kyle Larin being that target man.
What does he bring then? What does Kyle Larin bring?
Well, I'll say one thing. Kyle Larin's fitter than he's been in many years. We saw it at the Copa America.
Yeah.
We've seen it again today. His movement, his ability to go at that high intensity, I thought was there again. Maybe he didn't get the chances he would have liked, but I think there's becoming a real understanding between these guys. In the past, there was either or could be the 9 or the 10. I think now it's pretty clear Larin's predominantly the 9. He's the target. He's the one that the defenders can hit if they want to move it out the area. And David's the one that will link the midfield. He's allowed to roam. And so I think it's really suiting the tandem having that clarity, let's say, in the tactics, assured that what is expected of them has been really clear from Jesse Marsh. And I think it's really suiting both of them.
So, obviously, big win today against the top 20 side in the world, don't forget as well. So now we're kind of looking at Canada now in a different light, aren't we? We're seeing a side now that is seriously competitive against some of the best. Now, whether or not you really think that the US are a fully established top 20 side, I'm not so sure of that myself, Stevie. I don't think they're a top 20 side. Every time I've seen them, they've got good players, yes, but there's still going to be a lot of question marks about the US. But that aside, we're looking at Canada now in a different light. So what are the goals then over the next, say, year? We've got the Gold Cup next summer. What can they realistically achieve, and what credibility can they get during that year in that spell?
It's a great question. I think two things. First and foremost, individuals have to improve. We talked about some of the players that got big moves, Coney to Marseille, Bombito to Nice, Cornelius to Marseille. We've got some of the guys that are becoming more established, playing in the best leagues in the world. They've got to take care of their business. They've got to get better. They've got to play every week. They've got to become more confident within the kind of individual game. And then what I'll say is they come back and they work on the style, the shape as a team. They've got to get more efficient in what they're doing. They have to be more clinical when they get in key areas. Yet again, we saw a team that got, 6, 7 good chances.
Yeah.
Would you say?
I would think so, absolutely, again. And that's been the case.
2 goals should have been 4 or 5 goals.
Exactly, easily could have been that case. Now, we're seeing Moise Bombito here.
He was outstanding today.
Outstanding. One mistake, if I'm going to be hypercritical of him, was the one mistake that presented Pulisic a chance towards the end of the first half. One mistake, you're going to give him that one. But as you said before now, he's gone to a better league. He's now gone on to the next level. We're thinking him of now the mainstay of this side for the next few years, because that's what he's done now in the last, month or 2 months, whatever it will be, and really starting the games at Copa. So the relationship with Cornelius then, what are we saying then about Bombito and Cornelius, and in particular Bombito from where he was maybe a year ago, Stevie?
I think the improvement has been incredible with Bombito, and I think there's more to come. The potential in this player is enormous. He's athletic, he's good on the ball, he's comfortable in possession, he's got 2 feet. You hit the nail on the head, Kevin. It's concentration with this guy. You cannot afford the 1 or 2 mistakes at the very top level.
Yeah.
Big mistakes. You can make smaller mistakes that are less punishable. But as you rise up the levels and you make the kind of mistake that he made today, it can be a goal at the highest level. Yeah. So he's got to find the concentration levels that he is in that game the entire time. And then I think what we'll see is his game go to another level. His stature, his aura will improve, and he will be the mainstay of that back two. Cornelius is a bit of the safety guy. I think he's done remarkably well also, but I think Cornelius will be that stable partner alongside the dominant Bombito. But again, he's got to go back to his club. He's got to play every game. He's got to take away the mistakes from his game. That means training at a higher intensity, being more concentrated day in, day out, and playing games without mistakes, learning how to play at such a high level. If he does that and we head towards the Gold Cup, I really think Canada could be in a position to be one of the serious favourites. Of course, we're going to have USA and Mexico, but they've got a legitimate chance to come away and win that Gold Cup. It would be huge. It would
be some achievement. It's interesting. I maybe want to get to. We'll maybe talk about that at a different stage around the relationship with Davies and Schaffelberg now, and how that's building. And
what are you thinking? You're a left sider. What you seen there?
Well, I was really disappointed actually with Alphonso Davies on the goal. I know it was offside, the US goal. It looked offside to me, but it was more the mistake from the cross, because at his level, I don't think he should be making that fundamental mistake, just positionally swinging the leg at it, allowing the ball to go beyond him. It was more his reaction.
Yeah.
Because I would always think in that position myself, I I ended up becoming a left-back towards the back end of my career, and I would have maybe got myself in poor position, Stevie, maybe like Alphonso Davies was today, running back towards your own goal, not able to open your shoulders out so you can see everything around you. But the one thing that would have always been in my head, if I make a mistake, it's my reaction from that mistake, and a quick reaction to close a gap, go mark someone. And I felt as though once he'd make the mistake, he didn't necessarily though go and rectify that, go and get himself back into position quickly to stop the chance. And now, again, yes, I know it was offside, so many might say, well, there was pointless doing that, but I felt he still should have closed the gap and should have got closer to his man, and that could have been prevented, that goal.
It was erratic, wasn't it? It was erratic from Davies, and he's the leader, he's the captain. You expect him to be in more control. Yeah. But the erratic way that he swung at that ball meant that I think the whole defence was destabilised after that. Yeah. It was the one time we really saw Canada look messy.
I thought he played well, though, today.
Yeah, we had some great runs. What about the time on the left-hand side? He just breezed past through players, couldn't find the pass. But I thought he had these moments today where he was exactly what Canada need him to be, coming from that deep position, getting 1v1 and using that blistering pace to get past people and get balls into the box. So I thought it was more in the identity that they need from him. But I think, to your point, just a level or two up. Can he be a little bit more intense? Can he be more in it offensively and defensively to be a threat and a real bonus for the team?
I agree. Given the standards that he set as well, be interesting to see going forward. One last thing to wrap, Stevie. Are Canada now realistically the best team in CONCACAF, in your opinion?
I think
have they proved it?
I think after the day, we've got to say that they are. After a tremendous summer tournament, semi-finals, the way that they played, they've went into Kansas City today, beat USA, who were absolutely terrible. I'll say that. They're going to have a new manager coming in early next week, rumoured to be Pochettino. But I got to say, Kevin, the way where Mexico are now, we'll see on Tuesday how that game goes. It'll be like an away game for Canada, of course, in Dallas. I think they're legitimate favourites. I think they've got to go into that tournament with their eyes on the prize, winning that tournament. That'll be huge heading towards the home World Cup.
I'm really looking forward to seeing the game against Mexico in the week. It's going to be an interesting one to see how they go, not just in that game, but beyond. Let's just see what Jesse Marsch can do now with this team going forward.